Meanwhile, the Minister of Health announced that subsequent to discussions with the Minister of Finance Ravi Karunanayaka and trade union representatives, it was agreed to provide a 1,000 rupee allowance. The Ministry of Health also announced that all substitute and casual health workers who did not report to work as part of the island-wide strike action across the hospitals will be termed as those who have left their employment. Issuing a communique, the Ministry of Health said that immediate disciplinary measures would be taken against these employees. The ministry also instructed the hospital authorities to not permit any employee who had not reported for duty to remain in the hospital. Minister of Health Rajitha Senaratne said that the continuity of the strike in a backdrop when the demands have been met are not acceptable. Now, in more local news, 4 persons, including former Minister Basil Rajapaksa, were further remanded until the 10th of June after they were produced before the Kadwala magistrate today.
By the former Secretary of the Ministry of Economic Development, Dr. Nihal Jayatilaka, former Director General of the Divineguma Department, R.A.A.K. Ranavaka, and a Director from the Department, R.P.B. Tilakasiri, were also further remanded. Although an application was filed to grant them bail today, Magistrate Dhammika Hemapala rejected the application.
Brick by brick, our hearts become one, become a key stakeholder in national unity, a golden opportunity for schoolgoers. Join in the designing of the Unity Monument. Submit your design on an A4 sheet of paper before the 5th of June. Send in your submissions to Ranbhoomi Rally, MTV Channel Private Limited, 45/3, Braybrook Place, Colombo 2.
Today is day 20 of the Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity. The Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity, which will travel across the island spreading the message of unity and reconciliation, will conclude its journey today in Ginigathena. Marking the 58th stop of its route, the rally reached Gampola this morning.
The Ranbhoomi Rally, aimed at raising awareness of coexistence for future generations, commences its journey today from the town of Gampola. The rally was escorted to this ceremony with a procession of marching bands. The people of Gampola came together and joined hands with the nation's development through coexistence. They etched their mark on the Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity.
රටටම කිරීති වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා ගම්පල ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන්. රටටම බොහොම සන්තෝෂයි.
Later, the Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity bid farewell to Gampola and headed towards Navalapitiya. The Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity is organised by the MTV MBC Networks, Newsfirst, the Colombo Port City Project and the National Youth Services Council.
The Ranbhoomi rally is heading towards Ginigathena after arriving in Navalapitiya. We are now joined by Newsfirst Siddharth Kotian, who is travelling with the convoy for the latest.
Tremendous turnout. It's given us just to list this tremendous marching parade that we have down the main street right opposite the main bus stand here in Navalapitiya. We have 4 marching bands, 4 troops of dancers, then the dignitaries, which comprise of members of the Youth Council, Divisional Secretariat, the police, and a motorcycle escort, and finally, towering over the crowd is our main float with the message of the Ranbhoomi Rally for Unity. Behind that is another police jeep, followed by hundreds of children waving flags. You can see this entire parade is comprised of children setting the example, setting the agenda for this entire country and sending a very strong message against divisive politics and for a more inclusive Sri Lanka. You can see that they're of all ages, and because of them, they're drawing a crowd in the thousands. This is by far one of the larger, much larger audiences that we've had, and we're all tremendously excited to be here. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Sid Kotian in Navalapitiya.